You're listening or watching Radio Afinju. The time is 6 p.m.
Ẹ bá mi pè é o. Àfínjú. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfínjú. Rédíò. Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ Àfínjú. Lórí WhatsApp. Àfínjú. Instagram. Àfínjú. Facebook. Àfínjú. Lórí X. Àfínjú. Lórí YouTube. Àfínjú. Lórí TikTok. Àfínjú. Kí lorúkọ rẹ̀? Àfínjú. Ẹ bá mi pè é o. Àfínjú. Rédíò. Àfínjú. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń gbọ́ 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 Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú. Rédíò Àfínjú.
This is the world news on Radio Afinju.
First, a look at the highlights. Resident doctors to begin indefinite strike on Friday. NECO opens UK exam center for Nigerians in diaspora. Trump signs several trade deals with Southeast Asian partners. Good evening and welcome to the World News on Radio Afinju. My name is Pearl Durotoye. The news in detail. A total, comprehensive and indefinite strike has been declared by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, to commence at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, 31st October. The decision followed a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held last Sunday, where the council resolved that the federal government had failed to meet the association's demands despite a 30-day ultimatum issued last month. The association, in a statement from NARD President Muhammad Suleiman, said the National Officers Committee had executed its mandate with grace and confidence but was left with no choice than to proceed with the industrial action. He noted that the council had outlined the minimum demands, strike monitoring directives, and modalities to ensure full compliance by members nationwide. Suleiman also directed all center presidents and general secretaries to convene emergency Congress meetings to brief members on the resolutions reached. The Dangote refinery has announced that it is expanding its production from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day, which, when completed, will make the facility the largest refinery in the world, surpassing the Jamnagar refinery in India. The president of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, speaking with newsmen in Lagos, said the move reflects confidence in Nigeria's future and aligns with President Bola Tinubu's vision of making the country a global supplier of refined petroleum products. Dangote commended the federal government for its support and for implementing policies that have stimulated industrial growth, including Nigeria's first policy, Naira for Crude policy, and One-Stop Shop initiative. He further stated that these policies have revolutionized the downstream sector and encouraged private investment in local refining. expansion drive to provide credible assessment opportunities for Nigerians in the diaspora, the National Examinations Council has established a new examination centre in London, United Kingdom. The NECO's Registrar and Chief Executive, Ibrahim Wushishi, unveiling the centre during the Education Matters Conference UK 2025, described the new Senior Skills Certificate Examination Centre as a strategic step towards extending NECO's global footprint, adding that the Council now administers examinations in 7 countries, including Saudi Arabia, with new centres awaiting accreditation in Egypt and Burkina Faso. According to Wushishi, the London Centre would empower Nigerians abroad and strengthen the global recognition of NECO certificates, which are already accepted by several UK universities as well as institutions in the United States, Canada, India, China, and Russia. The statement also noted that the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, in his goodwill message commended NECO for the initiative, describing it as a crucial step towards ensuring that no Nigerian child at home or abroad is left behind. Ahead of the People's Democratic Party's National Convention scheduled for November 15th and 16th in Ibadan, Oyo State, the camps loyal to former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido and former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike have rejected the endorsement of the former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs Taminu Turaki, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, as National Chairman of the PDP. During the PDP 102nd National Executive Committee meeting held on August 25th in Abuja, the party resolved to zone its 2027 presidential ticket to the south, while the position of national chairman was reserved for the north. Northern leaders met over the weekend and further microzoned the chairmanship position to the northwest. At the end of the deliberations, the chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee and governor of Adamawa State, Hamadu Fentiri, announced on behalf of the governors and northern leaders that Turaki had been adopted as the consensus candidate for the national chairmanship position, clarifying that any aspirant who disagreed with the consensus arrangement was free to contest at the convention. However, the PDP National Organizing Secretary, Umar Bature, while speaking on behalf of some northern leaders, refuted claims that the Northwest had endorsed Turaki, while another faction loyal to Wike is backing a candidate from the North Central and former governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom. In its campaign against smuggling of illegal drug substances, the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have seized a United Kingdom-bound shipment concealed in cosmetic containers and water heater. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed the interception in a statement, saying the substances were seized at the airport shed of the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. According to the statement, 3 suspects were arrested in a series of follow-up operations which were carried out across Lagos after 70 parcels of a cocaine factory packed in walls of cocoa butter formula body cream containers heading to London. The statement further revealed that the agency carried out multiple operations across several states nationwide. In a similar news, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested Lagos socialite and nightclub owner Mike Nwogo, popularly known as Pretty Mike, alongside former Big Brother Naija housemate Toyo Ide, with more than 100 guests during a midnight raid of Mike's nightclub in Victoria Island, Lagos. The agency, in a statement by the agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, and posted via its website, alleged that cartons of banned substances, including loud and laughing gas, were recovered from the venue during the operation conducted in the early hours of today. According to the statement, NDLEA operatives acting on credible intelligence had infiltrated the club late last night before sweeping in on the gathering about 3 a.m. based on standard operating procedures. Confirming his arrest, Durotoye took to his Instagram page today to lament his ordeal and express displeasure over his arrest. Some unidentified vandals have destroyed a section of the Gombe-Damaturu 330 kV transmission line, an incident which has resulted in the disruption of power supply to Borno State and Yobe State. This was disclosed by the Transmission Company of Nigeria in a statement by the agency's General Manager of Public Affairs, Ndidi Mba. According to the statement, TCN team, who carried out routine inspection along the line route, discovered that the tower's legs had been cut off, causing it to buckle to one side. It added that the act has resulted in the partial disruption of the bulk power supply to Maiduguri, Borno State capital, and Damaturu, Yobe State capital, and its environs. The TCN, condemning the destruction of public property, also revealed that the company has deployed engineers to assess the damage and begin repairs. On the foreign scene, the Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) has captured the army headquarters in the city of Al-Fashir, which is the Sudanese army's last stronghold in the Darfur region in the west of the country. RSF revealed the capture in a video which showed its soldiers cheering in front of a sign for the army's 6th Infantry Base, but did not immediately give a statement on its current position. Capture of Al-Fashir would be a significant political victory for the RSF that could hasten the physical split of the country by enabling the paramilitary group to merge its control over the huge Darfur region, which it has claimed as the base for a parallel government established this summer. So far, some activists have long warned that an RSF takeover of the city would also lead to ethnic attacks as seen after the capture of the Zamzam camp to the south. In Asia, as Washington looks to address trade imbalances and diversify supply chains amid tighter export curbs on rare earths by China, the United States President Donald Trump has signed several deals on trade and critical minerals with three Southeast Asian partners. Trump, who is in Kuala Lumpur to attend a summit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, signed reciprocal trade agreements with his Thai, Malaysian, and Cambodian counterparts that will see the countries work to address tariffs and non-tariff barriers. According to joint statements released by the White House, the United States would maintain a tariff rate of 19% on most exports from all three countries under the deals. Trump also signed the U.S. deals with Thailand and Malaysia, seeking cooperation to diversify critical mineral supply chains amid competing efforts from Beijing in the rapidly growing sector. In Europe, following last Sunday's heist, where items worth 88 million euros were taken from the world's most visited museum, 2 suspects have been arrested over the theft of precious crown jewels from Paris's Louvre Museum. The Paris prosecutor's office, confirming the arrest in a statement, said one of the men had been taken into custody as he was preparing to take a flight from Charles de Gaulle Airport. Police sources have told French media that one of the suspects was preparing to travel to Algeria, while it is understood that the other was going to Mali. Specialist police can question them for up to 96 hours. However, the Paris prosecutor criticized the premature disclosure of information related to the case, adding that it hindered efforts to recover the jewels and find the thieves. In the Middle East, as part of a disarmament process being coordinated with the government, the Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK militant group has said it was withdrawing from Turkey, pressing Ankara to move ahead with steps allowing it to enter politics. Recall that the PKK, which has waged an insurgency against the Turkish state since 1984, decided in May to disarm and disband after a call from its jailed leader, Abdullah Öcalan, to end its armed struggle in the fight that has killed more than 40,000 people. The PKK, in a statement read during an event in the Kandil Mountains, said it had decided to withdraw all of its militants from Turkey to lay the foundations for a free, democratic and brotherly life. It said the step reflected the group's commitment to the disarmament and integration process, adding that the Turkish government should now pave the way for the PKK's transition into democratic politics by passing integration laws. The spokesperson for President Tayyip Erdogan ruling AK party, Omar Shalik, said on X that the PKK's withdrawal decision was a concrete result of the government's terror-free Turkey goal and would help shape the positive framework to be established by a parliamentary commission for the authorization of the process. Now talking sports. Following the Flamingos' qualification with an emphatic 4-0 victory over Samoa in Rabat on Saturday, the knockout phase of the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup is set to kick off in Morocco, with the Flamingos drawn against Italy in one of the standout rounds of 16 fixtures. The match is scheduled for Tuesday, October 28 at the Stade Olympique de Rabat, with kickoff at 8 o'clock p.m. Nigerian time, as the Flamingos will now aim to build on their impressive group stage campaign as they continue their push for a historic first world title. Host nation Morocco will also be in action the same evening, taking on South Korea at the Mohammed VI Football Academy Pitch 2 in Salé, where home fans are expected to create a charged atmosphere in support of the Atlas Lionesses. 8 winning teams in the round of 16 will move to the quarterfinal stage starting on Saturday, November 1st, 2025. Still talking sports, Liverpool coach Arne Slot and captain Virgil van Dijk have reacted to the club's 4th Premier League defeat in a row, calling on the fans to stand by the team. According to Fabrizio Romano's post earlier in the day, Slot was quoted as saying that the teams have a certain playing style against them, which is a very good strategy to play against them. The post for the quoted Slot is saying that they are yet to find an answer. On his part, Van Dijk said he is sure the club will get out of the situation, adding that they will try to improve. Liverpool, which slumped to a 4th consecutive Premier League defeat as Brentford bullied them in a 3-2 win on Saturday, will have their next game in the EFL Cup 4th round tie against Crystal Palace on Wednesday at Anfield. Before we go, here again are the highlights. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have declared an indefinite strike to commence at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, 31st October, following a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held last Sunday. Ahead of the People's Democratic Party's National Convention, scheduled for November 15th and 16th in Ibadan, the camps loyal to former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido and former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike have rejected the endorsement of a former Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Tanimo Turaki, as National Chairman of the PDP. And on the foreign scene, the United States President Donald Trump has signed several deals on trade and critical minerals with 3 Southeast Asian partners as Washington looked to address trade imbalances and diversify supply chains amid tighter export curbs on rare earths by China. That was World News on Radio Afinju. To view our channel, please follow Radio Afinju on Facebook, X, and YouTube.